You are in the den. We could talk about LSU. We could talk about the Saints, the Pelicans. Oh man, we can talk about all the teams that we love to cheer for. Well, today is Friday. If you're at home, your weekend has started and you made it through the week. If you so happens to be watching me while you're driving, keep your eyes on me, not the road. Now I'm just playing. And if you're stuck at work, well, hey, I'm here to entertain you for another hour. And hopefully by then you will be able to clock out and get your weekend started as well. I'm your host, David King, and welcome. Welcome. Now, before I get the show started, I just want to let everybody know a couple of things. Over the last couple of broadcasts, I've kind of been having broadcasts kind of, being, the stream has been messing up, stuff like that. Dylan Turner, hey. He says, hey. I say, what's up, Dylan? Hope your day went well. Hope you have a good weekend as well. It's going to be kicking off just right by just watching this live stream. But I kind of want to explain a couple of things. Well, two things that's causing my show to have the problem. Number one, my internet. AT&T sucks. And what it is that it's something wrong with my internet. Either I went and got another Ethernet cord. It's actually working a little better. So far it's been doing just fine. But AT&T sucks. Like the internet keeps going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Now, I don't know if any of y'all had that trouble, but that's the problem I'm having. Number two is my computer. The software that I use to play my intro song, to do all the extra stuff that I want to do, it's not powerful enough to handle the software that I'm using and also be able to do live stream, multitask, stuff like that. So sometime in the future, I might have to invest into another computer. So right now, we're just kind of gonna go just like it is, just straight live stream, no intro, outro music, anything like that. But hopefully, pretty soon, everything will be remedied, and also we will be able to have a live stream show that I like, the way I like it. So that's that. And let's get this show started off by talking about LSU basketball. New head coach Will Wade. Now I read something this afternoon rather, about Coach Will Wade. Something he did to the team that lets me know that this guy is for real. This guy is no joke. Now, I don't know how he is X's and O's wise. Like I said, I seen the tape. I seen a game where Virginia Commonwealth did play Georgia Tech. They played them tight. But this right here, this article lets me know that this guy don't play. So, yeah, you all probably have already read the article. So he had a team meeting with the basketball team, and he noticed that at least half of the players was not watching it. Was not wearing LSU gear. You know, LSU gear like what I got on right now. And this is what he said to the team. He said, "No wonder I kicked y'all butts last year." Wow, really? You the new coach, you getting to know all these players. They trying to get to know you. You want to be able to rub them the right way so that they play hard for you. But you come out and say, look here, this is why I kicked y'all butts last year, because first of all, y'all quitters. Half of y'all don't even want to wear the gear that you represent. Now, some of the kids probably got rubbed the wrong way, but VCU did beat LSU last year in the Bahamas. Okay, so Dylan says you're cutting out bad today. Well, it's kind of raining here too, so that might be another reason why the stream is kind of cutting in and out. So, please bear with me a little bit. We're going to try to get this show going. Dylan, kind of give me an update every once in a while and let me know if I'm still cutting in and out. If it's still cutting in and out, then I might just have to cut the show short today. But I just wanted to just express that I really appreciate. Okay, so he says I'm smooth. Of course I'm smooth. Of course I'm smooth. Of course I'm smooth. Nah, I'm just playing. But that's the reason why I'm really excited about Will Wade. First of all, he's coming in the door. He's coming in the door, letting these players know, hey, you're not only Johnny Jones no more. You're not gonna quit. If you're gonna quit, you're gonna get the boot. Now, two players have already transferred. Reason why is nobody knows. I can only speculate that they probably won't be getting playing time, especially with Will Wade bringing in some college transfers and also a recruit that he signed at VCU. Okay. Yeah, see, that's the problem I'm having with my internet. It just keeps going in and out, keeps going in and out, and hopefully, I'm really trying my best to wait on Google Fiber because I'm hearing some good things about Google Fiber service, but I don't know, I might have to go with Comcast or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, going back to Coach Will Wade. That's the reason why I really like Will Wade. The impression that he's given me so far. He when he says he wants to build a winning culture, he's not playing. He's not playing at all. He's a no nonsense coach from what I can see so far. He's bringing in the players that he wants to bring in. He's not going to take no mess. I mean, come on. If you were sitting in that locker room and your coach come in and one of the first things he says is, "That's why I beat y'all tails with my previous team," what would you think? I mean, for me, it would be like, well, he did beat us. I don't like the way he came at me like that, but he did beat us. But you know what? That's what these guys need. Johnny Jones didn't provide the kind of discipline and a no quit attitude like I think Will Wade would bring. So kudos to Will Wade for coming in, doing his thing. He looks like he really wants to get this program together. So kudos to him, and I'm looking forward to this basketball team that's coming up and seeing how they perform because LSU already got some talent, and it looked like Will Wade is bringing in some more guys, a couple of big guys that came in, and I think he's trying to sign a guard as well. So we'll see how he does. We'll see. I think he's on to the right start because he has to change the attitude of these players. Attitude is going to be one of the main first things that you need to change if you're going to build a winning tradition. So, but here's something that came across my mind, and it's a question that has been controversial for at least a couple of years now. And I was thinking about it today, and I'm saying, well, you know what? Let's talk about it. The question is, should college athletes get paid? Now, you talk to so many different people, you're going to get one or two answers, no or yes, when it boils down to it. You're either going to get no or you're going to get yes. Most people have some logical reasons. Some people don't have no logical reasons. But here's the thing about college sports. For the powers that be, aka NCAA, the powers that be at each university, the ADs, athletic directors, the people that run the programs, they're getting paid big time. The NCAA itself last year made over $1 billion. $1 billion, folks. Now, to kind of put that in perspective, if you to spend $1,000 a day, in order to spend $1 billion, it would take you 2,000 years, over 2,000 years. I forgot the exact figure, but it takes over 2,000 years if you were spending $1,000 a day to spend $1 billion. That's how much money NCAA made. Insane. How much did the college players get? Well, officially, legally get none. Now, let's bring it down to how it breaks down as far as us as LSU fans are concerned. Now, LSU, we LSU is one of the top sports programs in the nation, and when it comes to just straight up profit revenues and expenses and stuff like that, when I started looking at the numbers, it was amazing at what I saw. Uh, I'm trying to pull it up right quick. I'm trying to pull it up right quick. Okay, I think this is the art. I had the article up, and for some reason it went down. Well, I'm going to start off with the football team. Now, the football team total football expenditures was $24,049,282. Total football revenue, $68,804,309. So, in essence, LSU football roughly made about $44 million profit. Now, how much did Darius Geis get? Officially, probably none. How much did Leonard Fournette get when he was in LSU? None. How much did Danny Edlin get? None. How much did Malachi Dupree, Will Clapp, Arden Key, Jamal Adams? How much did those players get? None. And it's really disturbing to me is that when you making roughly $44 million profit, who all getting that money? Who all's getting that money? Now, granted, the three teams that made profit for LSU was the football team, of course, the baseball team, and I think it was the men's basketball team. No, it wasn't the men's. It was some other. And I wish I had the page that broke that down. But yeah, I mean, just football itself. If you're making $44 million profit, who's getting that money? Well, we all know Coach Orgeron. His contract is only worth what, $3 million. The assistant coaches, the associate head coaches, only getting $1.5 million. And actually, that would probably fall under the expenditures, paying the staff, keep up the stadium, paying to keep the stadium clean. I don't know how they do as far as the snacks and stuff like that, but this team profited $44 million. Who is getting that money? And not to mention the TAF, which is the Booster Club. They provide money to the athletic departments as well. And the sad thing about this whole situation is that there are other programs that's getting more revenue. Alabama, 88 something million dollars. Texas, 100 and something $1 million. And this is just a football program. Who's to say what Duke basketball is bringing in, North Carolina basketball is bringing in, or you're thinking about the powerhouse baseball teams like LSU? Who else is a powerhouse in baseball? Probably Florida. You know, there's no telling how much money these programs are generating off of these kids. And these kids are not seeing anything. Now, here are a couple of arguments that you're going to hear from people that say college athletes should not get paid. Well, they're getting a free scholarship. They're getting a free ride. True. But can you compare that measly, let's say $500,000 scholarship for 4 years, 3 years, if they stay that long, to $44 million? You only roughly have what? I don't know. Let's see. The football team's going to have so many players. Let's throw a number out there. 300 out of all the programs. Let's say 500 student athletes for all your sports teams. And hey, 500 times 500,000. That's $5 million. That doesn't even get a dent into $44 million. Who's getting that money? And here's another thing also. Just because you get a degree, don't necessarily mean you're going to get a job. Believe me, I know. I have a degree in mechanical engineering. Just because you get a degree don't mean you're going to automatically get a job. So that's why I shoot down that argument right there. I really do. And then somebody would say, argue with you and say, well, what about the guys who get scholarships based on academics? They don't get paid. Well, I don't know about in the medical field. I don't know in the journalist field, other um, majors that you would study for in college. But I know in engineering, they have what they call co-ops or internships where you do get paid. Especially this time of year. If you go look on any job search board, you start seeing all these job titles, and then they have a little dash and it said co-op or intern. They're not working there for free. Now, granted, they're not making big time money like what they would if they already had a degree, but they'll probably be getting $10 an hour, $8 an hour, something like that. They're still getting paid. So I'm not trying to hear this argument about academic scholarships, they don't get paid, because they do. They get interns and co-ops and stuff like that. So throw that argument out the door right now. I'm trying to think of other arguments that people try to make, but those are the two main ones that I hear from people. Now, I guess what I'm trying to say is I thoroughly believe that college athletes should get paid. Now, I'm not saying they should get thousands of dollars and stuff like that. No. I think that there should be a stipend for each college athlete to get paid. Now, granted, your major sports teams like your football team, your basketball team will, depending on your university, will be the main moneymaker for your athletic department. But when you're profiting $44 million in the case of LSU football, that's plenty of money to split among everybody else. Especially when you got a gymnastics team that almost won a national championship. If you look at the volleyball team, almost won a national championship. If you look at the softball team, who possibly is still in the running for winning the SEC tournament and getting a good bid for a regional, then here's the thing, share that money. Share that money. Dylan Turner, he says, if you open the book for athletes to be paid, that's opening the book that all college students need to get paid, because after all, even the athletes are in college to learn, get a degree, and be successful. Most of them are. If you're going to school on a football scholarship, if you're going to school on a baseball scholarship, a basketball scholarship, you're trying to get to the pros. Learning is just something that you have to do because you have to keep up your GPA in order to stay on the team. But you're trying to get to the pros. I mean, I understand. I understand your point, Dylan. I really do. Education is very, very, very important because, education helps you to learn not only how to manage your money, but also manage yourself as a human being. And you do pick up education. I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. But we kind of have to be brutally honest. If you're going for one of the big three sports, you're trying to get to the pros. Now, if you're on like a track team or a softball team or one of the teams that don't per se have a professional league where you can get paid, then yeah, that's true. That's true. You do kind of do go for the get the degree and get your education, because you know that after college there's not going to be a pro league that's going to pay you any kind of money. But if you sign for one of the big three, which is college football, basketball, or baseball, when you know you can make money after you graduate, if you're good enough to make it to the pros, then yeah, that's what you're going to school for. Dylan Turner says, not all athletes are great. If you pay the star quarterback of LSU, the bench warmer is going to expect to get paid as well. Paying college athletes would also provide challenge for NFL and other professional leagues. Competition almost. Well, that's a good point, Dylan. And then he says, and then who gets to make more than others? It would be complicated. That's true. That's really true, Dylan. Now, I think I might have a remedy for that particular problem that Dylan just brought up. And here's what I think. These college kids don't need thousands of dollars. They don't need no 10,000. They don't need millions of dollars, nothing like that. Basically, I think these college kids should have money to, let's say, if they want to go to the movies, or they want to go to a pool. Well, they got pool halls at the college. Well, they want to go bowling, or they want to go out and just have some clean fun. Um, personal items like toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant. You don't want to be walking around college stinking. Just stuff like that. Here's my remedy. I think what each college should do is, along with their scholarship, I think they should add on, give each college athlete a debit card. I think some people have brought this up before, but let's give each college athlete a debit card that they can only spend at certain places. You can't go to the ATM and withdraw cash because all you're doing is asking them to have extra money to go buy drugs. No, something that you can only use for I don't know, at a bowling alley, a movie theater, going out to eat and stuff like that. So that's kind of my remedy right there. Now, how much should it be? You don't want to get ridiculous. I think it should be roughly around $500. Give them $500 a month, every person. Now, this is where I think with Dylan Turner brings out a good point. Here's where it gets complicated. You're going to have your star player that's going to say, well, hey, I'm the one that they coming to see. I should get more. Classic example. How many of you all would come to LSU to watch the long snapper or Leonard Fournette? It's pretty simple. You come to watch Leonard Fournette. But here's the thing. It's like big business. You work for a Fortune 500 company and they're profiting billions of dollars or millions of dollars, however much they're profiting. You're going to have some people that are superstars in the business that's really, really valuable. Then you're going to have some that's going to be hired just because they probably know somebody or they're just, placeholders, I guess you could say. Now, of course, the superstar is going to get a bigger salary because he is providing more. The person is not a superstar, he still gets something. So we remedy that by adding more money for performance basis. Let's be honest. Leonard Fournette is the reason why you came to a lot of LSU games the last 3 years. The long snapper is not. To make it fair and to kind of settle both things, and of course it takes humility on both the long snapper and Leonard Fournette type players. If you're a starter, you get an extra $100. If you're not a starter or you don't really get on the field, you stay at that minimum. Let's say the minimum is $500 a month. The player that's a bench warmer, he gets that $500 minimum. Because he still has to go to practice, he still has to go to team meetings and things like that. Let's say the star player like Leonard Fournette, if he's out there and he's performing and he's starting, give him an extra $100. Make it fair. Then that way, hopefully you solve the argument of, the bench warmer not getting as much as a star player. Well, the bench warmer is still getting something, and the star player is getting a little extra because he's performing at a high level. Dylan Turner says, like a PayPal card can't be withdrawn or used for bad purpose. Yeah, good idea, Dylan. That's exactly just like that. I strictly believe that college athletes should be paid. Because if you really look at the whole big picture, okay, Dylan brings out, says, what happens when the bench warmer is only a bench warmer because the coach won't put him in for whatever reason? Well, shame on that coach. Because that coach should want to put his best players in. That coach should want to put the players in that's going to go out there and win and hustle and stuff like that. So that's the only remedy that's the only thing I could think of when it comes to a situation like that. And I never really thought about that situation. Hopefully no coach would hold back a player that's really good because of personal reasons. And Dylan says, I agree with you, but complications would need to be settled. That's true. College athletes should be paid. They should. Because I'm just using LSU football for example. When your department is profiting 44 million with an M, $1 million, somebody's getting paid. Somebody's getting paid. And it ain't the players, and it really isn't the coaches. So that's why I say, let the college kids have like a $500 debit card or a PayPal card like Dylan Turner said. Let these kids be able to have some money, because I've heard too many stories about college athletes not having money to go eat. They got a full scholarship, but as far as I'm concerned, what are they going to do when the lunchroom is closed or wherever they go eat? What if they want to go out, on a date with somebody and they want to go to, what are you going to take the date to the college cafeteria? That's not romantic. That's not romantic at all. If you want to date with somebody, you want to take them to a nice restaurant. You want to take them to a restaurant, that's got a nice atmosphere, maybe some candlelights, you want to get romantic, something like that. You can't do that in the cafeteria. You can't do that. What if a college athlete wants to, doesn't have a car and they want to go to the mall? You still got to either hopefully have a friend that'll take you or family close by, or you might have to take public transportation, or you might have to take a ride share like Uber or Lyft. That costs money. That costs money. And when you really think about it, the parents that send, a lot of these parents the parents of these college athletes, I don't want to sound stereotypical, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Most of these college kids that are coming on the campus on sports scholarships, most of them's families don't have the means to send them money while they're in school. Let's just be honest. That's just 100% real. And I hate, and I don't want to go into the politics of the situation. I hate to be stereotypical, but I'm going to be 100% real with you. Most of these college kids' parents or parents, single parent, don't have money to send them for, extracurricular stuff. And that's why I say college athletes need to be paid. Yeah, they're getting a free ride in college. That's great. They're getting the education. It might help them after they graduate if they can get hired by somebody. But what about just living life like a normal teenager or an early 20-year-old? You want to have fun. When you was 19, 20, and 21, did you just stay at home all the time? No. Probably you didn't. You went out to the movies. You went out to the bowling alley and bowl. You went out to, eat and stuff like that. But if you're in college and you don't have the opportunity to go work, because let's be honest, these athletes don't really have the time to go work, at least not during the season of their sport, because you got to study, you got to go to class, you got to practice, you got team meetings, and you got to rest. So when do you have time for a part-time job? When? Weekend? A lot of times on the weekend, if you're trying to get better, you're out there doing extra stuff, extra practice and stuff like that anyway. Saturday night, what part-time job are you going to have Saturday night? As a bartender? See, that's the thing a lot of people got to think about, is these kids don't have the time for a part-time job. And for the people that say that academic scholarship kids, don't get money, yes they do. They do get co-ops. They do get internships where they get paid. I mean, heck, if they're getting paid $10 an hour, 40 hours a week, after taxes, you probably bringing home $350, $325. Multiply that by 4 weeks. That's over $1,200 right there. But these college athletes are not getting nothing because they're too busy living a normal life as a student, first of all, then having to live the life of a student athlete. So it's just something that a lot of us really just have to think about. And there's got to be some way for these kids to get paid. When you think about a lot of college athletes, and I know plenty of guys that went to college on sports scholarships, and when you talk to them, one of the main things they say is like, man, I wish I had money to at least go get a pizza. I wish I had money to go watch a movie. And you really feel sad for them, especially when you look at these numbers that these college programs are making. $44 million? $44 million? I'm going to say it again. $44 million profit? And these college kids can't get $500 a month just for some extra activity to do something nice? It's ridiculous. It's really, really, really ridiculous. And I really hope that there's something, either be the president of the college or NCAA, somebody that can work something out so these college athletes can get paid. Now, they could go to a co-op in the off season, but you know what a lot of these kids do in the off season? Weight training, staying in shape, stuff like that. So it's really not fair. It's not fair that the academic scholarship kid, he just goes to class, he studies, and he has a part-time job or a co-op or internship where he does get paid, and he can't go to the movies, he can't go shoot pool, bowling alley, he can't go to the mall and get a shirt, a pair of shorts, or jeans, or something like that. But these college athletes can't. Now, in the long run, if you're going to school as an engineer or a doctor or something like that, yeah, of course, your job is not going to be paying you 7 or 8 figures like somebody that's going to be on a scholarship, a sports scholarship, and potentially go to the pro. No, sorry, that's just the way the world is. But while you're in college, it's not fair for these student athletes not to get paid. And I'm not even talking about the physical aspect that they have to take. If you're just a academic scholarship kid, the most exercise you got to do is ride the bike or go walking to class. Maybe go to the gym every once in a while. But you know what these college athletes got to do? They have to train. They have to lift weights. They have to run strenuously. Not only that, they have to go perform in the game. While the academic scholarship kid, he's in the stand, going, rah, rah, choo-choo train, go on, guy, do your thing. That guy's on the field performing, getting hit, leaving himself open for injuries. And he's not getting paid. Not one penny. Not one penny at all. So that's why I think that college athletes should get paid. And like I say, it don't have to be much. $500 a month. Just something where they can have, when they do have a little free time, they can go out and be a regular kid. Go to bowling alley. Go shoot some pool somewhere if you're not going to do it in your dormitory. Go to the movies. Go out to eat with some friends. Take somebody on a date. Go buy you, a nice shirt or some jeans or some shorts. And the waist kids, I don't know about sneakers because they getting too expensive. Man, they getting too expensive. But hey, if you want to spend your money on some shoes, expensive shoes, go for it. But I think that's what these college kids need. And then another thing is if you give these kids a little bit of a stipend, if you give these kids some kind of debit card, or as Dylan said, the PayPal card, it trains these kids how to manage money. Because what they're going to learn is that $500 can go by just like that. So after the first couple of months when they buy a couple of things and they broke, then they're going to learn, I need to manage my money. And it trains them to manage money. It trains them that I can't go out and buy the most expensive stuff in the world. I still have to be pretty thrifty. So when they do, if they do get out into pro sports and they start making these millions of dollars, then they won't be broke. They won't be broke 2 years after they retire. That's just my thought on it. That's just really my thought. So I think college athletes should get paid. I hope they do. There's got to be something where college athletes can get something. Because if they're bringing in millions upon millions upon millions of dollars profit for your program, something ain't right. Somebody's living fat. Somebody's living fat. I'm trying to remember the stat that I saw. One of the stats that I saw was the Texas program. And their football program, I think the expenditures were like 30-something million dollars, but their revenue was $100-something million, which is basically $60 million profit. And if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me when it talks about revenue to expenditure. Expenditure is what you pay out. Revenue is what you bring in. So you automatically, subtract that expenditures from your revenue, and that's when you get your profit. Case of Texas, $60-something million. Who's getting that money? Who's getting it? Alabama, their expenditure was like 30-something million. Their revenue was $88-something million. Who's getting that profit? Who? College athletes not. Now, I know the thing is going, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what about the sports team that's not making the revenue, that's taking it off? Now, if I remember the article right, the teams, there was only 3 of the teams that making profit for LSU: the football, baseball, and who was the other one? I can't remember. But there was some teams like the women's basketball team, the men's basketball team, the tennis team, the gymnastics. All these teams that was in the minus when it came to expenditures to revenue. But if you're profiting $44 million, you got to be able to carry that, those other programs. You have to be able to. Now, maybe they are. I'm not sure. Because I don't know all the behind the scenes details of how this $44 million profit is getting distributed. But all I know is the college athletes are not getting not one penny. Not one penny at all. And a lot of people will probably say, well, they're going to get their millions when they get pro. What about the ones that don't go pro? What about the ones who don't go pro, they get the degree, and they still struggle trying to get a job? They're not going to have no future. Maybe, in something. Hopefully they will succeed in something. But we're not talking about the aftermath of college, afterlife after college. We're talking about while they're in college. While they're in college, they're not getting that millions and millions of dollars that they're going to be getting. Dylan Turner says that might be where the money goes, to the tennis program and the gold programs and all the other golf programs and all the other programs that don't profit. Yeah, let's hope that that's where it goes, because they still have to buy equipment. They still have to take care of the places where they go play and stuff like that. But in LSU's case, $44 million profit? My gosh. And that was just on one season. This is not in the span of multiple years. This is just after the 2017 season. $44 million. College athletes need to get something. Even if it's just $500. They need to get something. They need to get something. Dylan Turner says, yeah, I hope no one person or even a single group of people are pocketing their money. If so, they are living high. They sure are. They sure are. If you got just a couple of people in a group that's profiting or pocketing that whole $44 million revenue, that $44 million profit, yeah, you're right. They're living right in the rich neighborhoods of Baton Rouge, right all along College Drive. What other neighborhood? Man, all the neighborhoods are slipping my mind because it's been a couple years since I lived in Baton Rouge. But yeah, they are living high. Meanwhile, the poor college athlete is probably asking for a couple of bucks just to go get a slice of pizza, or begging people, hey, can I catch a ride to the mall? I just borrowed a couple of dollars to get something from the mall. Now can I somebody to give me a ride to the mall? And there's only so much the coaches can do. It really is. Legally, there's only so much the coaches can do. Now, I don't think the coaches are per se giving players money. I don't think they are. But when you got a football team with 85 scholarship players or something like that, they can't give everybody a ride everywhere. It's just impossible. So this is something that needs to be addressed. Of course, if there are more bigger issues in the world to worry about, this is probably minor compared to the other bigger problems that are in the world. But I still think this is something that should be addressed. If you give these kids a little bit of money, it would be so much easier. Well, let me rephrase it. It would be a little bit easier for them to refuse taking money from a sports agent or somebody that's really bad news for them. And then they wind up getting in trouble because they took money from a booster. Their college program does. That $500 can probably mean a lot to that college athlete. Hey, a booster might throw $10,000 at them. Now, if you're not getting no stipend or anything like that, that college kid gonna be like, man, I ain't got no money. I can't do nothing. Man, shoot, give me that. But if he's getting $500, at least he might sit back and think, man, I'm already getting $500 a month. That helps me out a lot. I think I might be able to pass on this money because I don't want to risk eligibility. I don't want to risk putting, our program on some kind of ban. If it's a slim, it increases the chances of the student athlete to think like that. But if they not getting nothing, a boost can offer them $100. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm going to Mall of Louisiana. Go to Lids, stock up on some hats. Go get me a whole bunch of pair of shorts. I think if these college kids can get just a little bit, that would help out a whole lot. Now, let's be honest. We all know that these kids are getting money from somebody, whether it be boosters or sports agents, stuff like that. Under the table, they're getting it. There's only a couple that really get caught, but they're getting it. But it's still wrong. It's still wrong for them to be taking that money. And at least if you can legally give them some, it would cut down a whole lot of corruption. I'm going to take this scenario. Let's say that you got a star athlete that is pretty much a lock to be a top 5 pick into a professional, into a pro league. Now you got a booster or you got a sports agent, something like that, say, hey, man, look here. I spot you $5,000, $10,000. Go do what you want with it. Just pay me back when you get, to the for the league. Now that player gets hurt and doesn't make it to the league. What kind of situation would they put that person in? You think that booster or that sports agent is going to say, "Oh, don't worry about it. I understand you didn't get hurt. Don't worry about paying me back." No, more than likely not. He's going to want to get his money back somehow. Reason he gave it to you in the first place because he looks at it as an investment. You're his investment. He thinks that you're going to take care of him once you do start making him millions of dollars. I give a small token to you right now. You give me a bigger token later on. But in a bad situation where the player doesn't make it to the pro, then somebody's messed up. So that's why I think that at least giving these players a little bit of money would be a good thing. Is that my phone? Okay. I'm thinking maybe somebody was calling in. Let me make sure nobody's not calling in. Okay, nobody was calling in. But yeah, these kids need to get something. They really do. They work too hard academically and um, athletics wise. They work hard. They work double as hard as your average academic scholarship kid. They really do. So they really do need to get paid. Oh man, well hey, it's the weekend, y'all. It's Friday. I don't know what you all got planned to do. I heard that there's looking at the weather report. It looks like there's going to be some bad storms coming through South Louisiana again. So hey, everybody in South Louisiana, keep y'all heads up. It's gonna get better. Be safe out there. Stay protected. Um, if you don't have to worry about no rain, then enjoy the weekend. Be safe. Don't do nothing stupid out there. Be safe. Enjoy the weekend. Make it through the weekend. And please don't forget everybody um, about the official. Yeah, Dylan says it's storming here now. Yeah, I think Dylan lives somewhere in South Louisiana himself. So yeah, or maybe it's North Louisiana. I forget exactly what part of Louisiana he stays in, but I tell you what, though, Louisiana, man, it seems like over the last couple of years, Louisiana been getting so much rain. Louisiana been getting more rain over the last couple of years than I can remember growing up in Louisiana. Of course, I was more in the central part. I was in Jonesville, Louisiana, which is about 45 minutes east of Alexandria. Uh, yeah, okay, so Dylan says he's in Slidell, so yeah, he's probably right there in the midst of all this storming. Man, be safe out there, Dylan. Be safe. I'm glad you're watching the show because that lets me know that you're being safe out there. But yeah, I tell you what, man, so much rain been coming through Louisiana a lot lately. But yeah, don't forget everybody. On Facebook, search Sports Den Live. You know, can come follow us and like my Facebook page, the Sports Den Show, the official Sports Den Show Facebook page. Go to Facebook, search Sports Den Live. You see the page, and don't forget when we get to 200 likes, somebody's gonna get that New Orleans Saints keychain that's out there. Somebody's gonna get it, but we can't give that thing away until we get 200 likes. And right now, I think the last time I checked, we're roughly at 82, so we still got a long ways to go. Hey, invite all your friends. Help spread the word about the page so we can increase the followers because we got a whole lot of stuff we want to give away. We got a New Orleans Saints keychain. We got an LSU keychain. We got a Mike the Tiger keychain. We got signed autographed memorabilia we going to give away. But we ain't going to give that stuff away till we start seeing some people liking and following our page. So tell everybody about the page. Once again, Facebook, search Sports Den Live. Follow and like the page so that we can start giving the gifts away. It could be you. You could be sporting the New Orleans Saints chain. You could be a keychain. You could be sporting the LSU keychain. You could be sporting that Mike the Tiger keychain. You could be getting an autographed picture of somebody. It could be you, but we have to be able to reach our goals, me and the other administrators, of getting our followers. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining me on the show. Everybody have a good weekend. Thank you, Dylan Turner, for watching. And everybody's going to be watching this on the replay. You all have a good weekend. I'm cutting the show short a couple of minutes because I have something I have to go take care of. But I want to thank everybody for joining me on the show. Thank you, and thank you for being a part of my den. And we're going to do it again Monday. Hopefully I can get the internet and this computer situation straight so it could be a nice, clean show. All right, everybody, go Tigers, go Saints.